Good morning, students. How are you all? Are you all happy? So, welcome to community class. So, today we are going to start with another unit that is about National Health Program. In that major topic, one of the major topic of this National Health Program is a National Anti-Malaria Program. So, we'll see about this program. As the malaria is very prevalent in our country, it is very important of this program, and this is program is implemented well, thereby prevalence of malaria has reduced to a great extent. So this program seems to be very successful. Now let us see in detail about this program. Malaria is one of the serious health problems in India. There are 4 types of malaria. You all know that about the malaria disease. You might have learned in your second year classes. You can just brush up about the disease condition in part textbook. So just I'll say what it is. Mainly the 4 types are there, that is Plasmodium vivax, falciparum, malaria and Plasmodium ovale. In that Plasmodium vivax and falciparum, which are commonly reported in India, and most serious is falciparum. Plasmodium falciparum is most serious malaria, which is highly risk for morbidity and mortality among the adult. Infection with Plasmodium falciparum is most deadly form of malaria. Coming to the major developmental events, the National Malaria Control Program is launched in the year 1953. So it started in the year 1953, and it was followed by National Malaria Eradication Program. So this program is changed to state of eradication, and it is started in the year 1958 onwards. It is called as National Malaria Eradication Program. And 1977 modified plan of operation was launched, in which lab facilities were decentralized from district to block level. So the changes have happened in the malaria program by modifying these lab facilities to all the block level. They have started from the previously we had only the district level. This malaria testing labs were there. Now presently in every block we have this malaria identification lab facilities are there. So that is being implemented from 1977 onwards. Malaria action plan was executed in the year 1995, which emphasis was given on revised drug schedule in high risk areas. So revised drug schedule is being identified, is being initiated and started implemented from 1995 through Malaria Action Plan. With change in the policy program, the program is renamed as National Anti-Malaria Program from 1999 onwards. From 1999 onwards, now the program is called as Anti-Malaria Program. So previously, once again, initially it was Anti-Malaria National Malaria Control Program in 1953. As the prevalence decreased, it is called as National Malaria Eradication Program. In 1977, more lab facilities have been instilled in all the block levels, and as part of Malaria Action Plan in 1995 onwards, a new drug schedule, revised drug schedule is being implemented, and in 1999 onwards, with all these policy changes, it is renamed as National Anti-Malaria Program. Okay. So modified plan of objectives. What was the objectives of this new program? That is elimination of malaria death, reduction of malaria morbidity, maintenance of the gains achieved so far by reducing the transmission of malaria. So we are trying to prevent the morbidity and reducing the mortality and morbidity among the malaria cases, and also we are maintenance of gains achieved so far by reducing the transmission of malaria. So all the activities that is being implemented for reducing the transmission of malaria will be continuing in a new manner, and it is being maintained and continuously implemented. Now the areas of implementation is being divided on the basis of API into 2 groups. API means Annual Parasite Index. Annual Parasite Index means it refers to high and moderate malaria transmission risk area. So our total country is being divided based on API, that is based on number of cases that is prevalent in that area. It is being divided into moderate and high risk malaria transmission risk areas, and accordingly it is being divided into that, and based on that the activities are being implemented. So the activities in areas API more than 2. So if the annual parasite index is more than 2, that means high transmission area, that is more than 2 malaria cases are detected in a population of 1000 over a period of 1 year. So in that cases, then that area is called as high prevalent area, where more than 2 malaria cases per 1000 population over period of 1 year, then it is called as high prevalent annual parasite index area. And in that area the blood smears are collected from patients. Presumptive treatment will be started before smear report. So once it is being identified in that area, so if the nearby area is if the patients are affected with fever and night fever, then the blood smear is taken at the midnight and it is being checked to identify the malarial parasite. Even before getting the result, preventive treatment, that is called as prophylactic treatment, is being initiated. Regular spray of 2 rounds of DDT should be carried out. Multi-purpose health visitor visit every house once in 15 days to inquire about any fever cases. Now, if the activities in areas API less than 2, then what are the activities provided? That is, no regular spraying, focal spraying is done around the house of the patient. Okay, so that means we don't have more number of cases. So there is a only very less number of cases, then they comes under less prevalent API cases. So in that cases, no regular spraying we are not doing, only around the patient house we are doing this spraying, and blood smears are collected by both passive and active surveillance. Positive cases are followed for 12 months. Frequently, Anganwadi worker or grassroots level ASHA workers will be carrying out in surveillance of these positive cases, whether they are having recurrence of the disease or any other contact cases affected with a similar kind of disease or not. Mass survey for unknown and positive cases. So that is being done on a regular basis to identify some or the other cases which is not being detected by the health authority. So in that way it is being done. So these are the 2 APIs based on which area is divided and how the activities are being done. Now coming to the what are the other strategies under this program, that is early case detection and prompt treatment. As I told, immediately if the patient seems to be with fever, then immediately blood smear is done, presumptive treatment has started. Vector control measures, we have already learned about vector control measures in your second year. Just brush through all the mosquito control measures, especially it is there in the PARC textbook. You can go and see about chemical control, genetic control, biological control, different anti-larval measures. So all these things you can learn from PARC textbook. You already learned all this. You can have a brush up of this. So that points you can add up here in this vector control measures. Epidemiological survey, identification of high risk areas with the help of API index, notification of diseases, chemical controls and biological controls with the help of insecticide spraying. Under biological control you can do fever treatment depots, drug distribution centers, malaria clinics, community participation, environmental management and source reduction methods, monitoring and evaluation of the program. So these are the various biological control measures. Usually we are doing all these services, right? Drug distribution and source reduction just before starting this rainy season, before the generation of high prevalence of mosquito, we already start the source reduction methods. You might have seen from the panchayat, these grassroots level health workers are coming to your houses and educating about source reduction and importance of preventing the mosquitoes, keeping the environment sanitation. All these aspects you might have seen these health workers coming and educating. Similarly, these services are followed and monitoring and evaluation of the program is being done. So this is all about anti-malaria program, and similarly we are also giving health education on anti-malaria campaign, insecticide, impregnated mosquito nets, biological measures. About all these aspects we are giving health educations, and role of a community health nurse is protection of host by explaining the measures that they can take. For example, mosquito net full sleeves, destruction of agent like through anti-malarial agent, vector control killing mosquito